How you doing, guys?
Hi Jeff, how you doing?
Good, good, thanks. First, congratulations on the series. I thought it was fantastic.
Oh,
I thought
cool.
you're both
Thank you. I'm
great.
glad you liked it.
I'm curious as to how much research you each did for the roles.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah, I mean, we were lucky enough. We got to speak to a lot of the real people, but I unfortunately didn't get to speak to John Lydon, and I just became such a huge fan of him playing this character that I really wanted to do him justice. So I drained every single inch of research that I could possibly get out of, his books. And yeah, it's good. The best thing about playing a real person ultimately, and someone so famous as John and the rest of the Pistols, is that there's just so much material online. And I've only been acting for 3 or 4 years, but on every other project I've done, I've always done everything on paper, all my research. But for this, because there's so much source material, I did everything digitally. And I've got this kind of crazy Sex Pistol shrine on my MacBook now with all the information about them. But obviously we didn't live in the 70s, so it was important for us to get all the facts and make sure we knew everything so that we could really believably live in this era for the screen.
Right.
I hope we did it.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Then.
Jacob, did you have a chance to speak with Paul?
I did, yeah, which I was very grateful for. He was, just a very lovely guy, very accommodating, and he helped me with some of the drum stuff because I played a bit of drums, but he helped me kind of polish up my chops a bit. And
That was cool when he played with you.
Yeah, it's funny, like you're like playing something and you look over, it's like, Jesus, you're the guy that wrote this part, and you're right there, But yeah, he was very, very helpful. Yeah.
I distinctly remember Glenn Matlock coming in and playing with us as well,
Yeah.
and going through the Anarchy in the UK on the bass with Christian, and it sounded so much more complex than what we were learning. And I realised that for however many years on, 45 years on, he's one of the best bass players in England, and he's doing all these incredible riffs on the, I don't know if you call them riffs on the bass and stuff, licks on the bass and stuff. And it was just incredible when we got to listen to the real people play their instruments.
How did you feel as far as deciding, how to be portraying the characters as accurately as possible versus, bringing your own flavor to the characters? Where did you each stand on that in your performance?
Well, I think we never wanted to do an impression, especially in the music. We always wanted to, recreate it by capturing the essence of what they had, capturing the punk energy. And we were really focused on making these people humans, right? And because they're so painted as these anarchic spitting devils throughout history. And we didn't want to show the caricatures. We were really interested in showing well-rounded versions of our character because they are just real people at the end of the day.
Right.
There's always it wasn't a documentary, it's a dramatization. So there's a point that you have to cut off. But certainly for me, I just admire John so much, and I wanted to chase authenticity in my performance as much as possible, as much as you can in a dramatization that you didn't write the script for,
Yeah, I agree.
What were your relationships with the Sex Pistols prior to were you fans growing up?
Yeah, I was from about the age of 14 to 16. All I listened to was Sex Pistols, Ramones, Clash, and the Stooges. So those, So it was really interesting, kind of coming back around to it all. I know these songs, I've got about 3 copies of their record at home from like different points in my life where I thought I'd lost it or something, and I bought another one. I was like, God, I've got loads of copies of this record. So, yeah.
They're so ingrained in culture, particularly in London, and
Right.
I was aware of it. But now I realise just how aware of it I was. Now I fully understand them as a band. Certain parts of London, if you go to Camden, it's just absolutely drenched in Sex Pistols imagery and their font, their typography, the ransom note font, and all stuff like that. And the fashion is still so prevalent. You get all these major fashion houses still putting safety pins all over their clothes.
Right.
And so now we've learnt about it. I think we can fully appreciate just what an influence these people had on music and fashion.
Yeah.
How much, speaking of the fashion, how much did the production and fashion have effect on your performances? Because it's looked like it really recreated the '70s punk scene.
Yeah, well, Vivian lent us one of her right-hand men, Vivian Westwood, who was really involved in the design of the costumes with our costume designer, Liza Bracey. I actually remember in band camp, there was a real switch when I think we all kind of started to really feel the physicality was coming along for our characters. Because as soon as you put on a pair of brothel creepers, I'd never worn brothel creepers before, and John wore them all the time,
Right.
you walk completely differently. And, you know, bondage trousers very much affects the way that you can stand and move. So do leather trousers. I'd never worn leathers before. So I think when we started to put these clothes on that our guys used to wear, it became easy to embody them, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Especially for me, I'm always used to wearing the baggiest clothes ever. So and they were all in quite sort of tight stuff. So that was interesting. But it kind of helped me get Paul's sort of drumming style, made me sit up straighter, you know, because the clothes were so tight. But yeah, it was great.
It's hazardous. They're not the easiest clothes to live in. I do remember when we filmed the scene where Sid Vicious is revealed as the replacement in the band, and I'm running in to go and tell Steve and Chrissy, and I've got my full bondage suit on, and I get caught on one of the cameras. I go in and swung myself to the floor and nearly knocked myself out on the concrete. So it is hazardous.
Yeah.
That's funny. Well, guys, thanks a lot. Congratulations again on the series, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
Thanks a
very
lot.
much, Jeff. Yeah, pleasure to
Bye-bye.
talk to you.